So I don't. Oh, and then FA. The real thing. Real thing. Also, I like based on website when attempting to log in with 2FA. I click on the 2FA thing, it like pre-fills in all of my. No, that's exactly. Okay, so it appears I'm successfully live. Let's see. So we're not going to be Harley game. I'm going to say full multi. I think that's fun. That's fun. Oh, and Twitch actually updated this time. I'm so impressed. I've never been impressed. And let's tap up here on my phone. That's life. Oh yeah, let's look at that. Living. But I even have a viewer on. Hi. Unless you're not a real viewer. In case I'm not as excited. Oh, hello, said who 13. Nice to meet you. Oh my goodness, that emoji looks so similar to my face. I don't know if I'm excited about that. Yeah, I figured you were a real person because that emoji is just so good. There's certainly a good line. Hi, I don't think I've met you before, so that's really neat. Hello. Sorry, I didn't think I'd be spending so much time talking about how excited I have a human. My thing. Nice GitHub. Thank you. I presume you're talking about just GitHub.com, Mr. Osberry, like this guy here. I'm better at coding than I am at typing, I think. Oh, from Ontario as well. Nice. Yeah, Ontario is the place to be, unless it's not. But in my opinion, so cool. Are you a software dev or what's up? Nice. A developer, I can say. Okay. Yeah, that does not look like. That's okay because of the power of the internet. And Google. Do we spell it right? Oh my goodness, I did not. Like adding. Alright, perfect. Nice. Yeah, so you're a developer. Does that mean that you are in school to be a developer? Or you're more like you were a developer and now you do more, not quite developer things? Or you're like, you're a developer but not employed as one? Got so many questions. Oh, I am also self-taught. That's cool. All right, yeah, so I'm gonna do a shameless plug to your GitHubs. Let's see. So we have I don't have my glasses on. IJ. Okay. All right. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, OpenGL mathematics. This is this a fork? I remember a long time ago. Like I'm talking like 6 years ago. I was looking at stuff, and there's something I think called GLM. Oh yeah. Okay. This is the alternative. Okay. Very cool. C11, very nice. I have not touched C. A lot of years. No. So most of the C I did was C. What is it? C9? Maybe C99. I say it's I definitely I stuck to very standard C. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna say okay, yeah, after answer. Yeah, so it's probably C90. Something like that. Yeah, so is underscore generic just like a macro thing that works similar to like C++? Also, now that I know that you exist, you have yeah, another follower on Web. Who12, not said. I like I like to have this like this feeling that in reality, when you sign up to services, like the first one you do is said who for new services like. Now I know that's like probably not the case. It's just like some part of me that thinks that. So okay, Andy for only libraries. Okay, neat. Yeah, this looks like some cool stuff. I'll follow this one too, because you know I'm in a following mood today. Following people on social media. Let's see what else I have. SMU. This seems this is totally not what I was gonna work on at all, but at the same time, emulator's really cool. I do generic X. Cool. So that's saying that. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to like understand what underscore. Maybe. I'd have to see what the actual. All right. I kind of wish that there was a. Oh, syntax and sample use. Okay, so some smart. Tell me. Okay, similar to simple switch statements for types. Okay, so huh. This seems like it's meant for someone that does see personally. And all these all these examples are yeah, it definitely seems like it's an obscure Anyway, so that's cool. Very cool. What else we have there? That's the emulator for the Oh cool, so you do that's emulator you do a lot of emulator stuff? There is a lot of obscure things in C. C is just like it's one obscure language. I love it though. Like, C was probably my first like serious language that I worked in. But again, that's been like well over a decade. Oh, very neat. Yeah, writing emulators is, I mean, a great way to understand old systems. Oh, well, I wouldn't say, like, if you do anything and you make progress and you learn something, like, did you actually waste anything? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. But I mean, that's coming from some guy on the internet. And I just love that you have this emoji that it like I don't know, it's just it's so similar to my face. Other than it looks like it has more hair than me. I'm my hairline's receding, and it's just how it is. Look like Barbarossa. I don't know who that is, but now I'm going. Which I'm guessing is this another Twitch user? I'm not. I'm not good at social media. Okay, well I can just judging by his profile, like a skull, but also with a beard. So it's like I know what he looks like when he's. Oh yeah, you can see the very few people. Uh, I see. You're dealing with legitimate channels and they have to do like underscore original or underscore. All right, so what I'm going to work. So these days I work as a web developer, and I started I don't know if it's a fun project, um, but using gamepad APIs. Because why not? And then I use a WebSocket server, so talk to each other, and then you kind of play a game. That's going pretty well. I actually started off with like this complicated like server thing using like functional silliness, and that turns out that basically I could write the server. Yeah. I mean, again, like I'm not wearing my glasses, which would probably help me see that a little better. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, like maybe we're related. I could see it. We got like slightly chubby face, a friendly beard. Yeah. Okay, so now that you know my secret identity, that's not true. I'm not this, but at the same time, that's how we're gonna live. All right, so it looks like got a website. What? And so yeah, I just like totally just slammed. So there's a good possibility. Let's see, can't just oh, you know why? It's probably because I haven't pulled. Oh. Node mod. Who needs all that crap? So do this another. I have had some issues with this on Nginx specifically. For oh, there we go. Now it's fine. Maybe somehow I started the server stuff. Purple guy. All right, so this heinously small dot. Me, and for the most part it's local. You can see I've got like stuff going on up here. A little bit of data. Apparently I capitalized the L in Alex because I'm living today. But okay, so a couple things. So this is using React, which is fine. I'm not a big React guy these days, but at the same time, we can make this a little better. So because we're using React, this is just like drawing. Where is this? There we go. We're actually like, this is just like an HTML div. Best life. But we could like do a whole canvas thing, because canvas is way sexier. So much sexier. So we're gonna go that route. Now let's see. So maybe we'll make a new component. Copy this whole like canvas. Yeah, that's a JavaScript works. Camel case everything. Throw some junk in there. Alright, so if we're doing canvas, then we don't really any of this. Maybe we'll bring it. Thing. Are you much into web development? Just seeing that you're mostly like a systems sort of developer, which is also like super cool. Questions? Because that is the life I'm living. Very cool. Are you like in terms of web, like a front end guy or like a server guy, or just kind of like throw some stuff together, make it work, and which is also cool. Oh well, you're gonna like this. So since I'm playing with Canvas too, so one thing I have worked on recently-ish is a oh, very cool, a declarative canvas library. Not good with servers. That's okay. Servers are, I get it. Cool. So I've got a thing that kind of works like React. So if you've ever played with like React or what else is it, arguably? Anyway, it's kind of like that, but with canvas commands rather than components. Pretty neat. I'm gonna kill over here. We're gonna add. Actually, I don't even need to. Oh no, I do. Alright, so done and start up again, let it thing, and we're gonna import this. So typically Canvas, like, you not support you out there. However, I mean, this is a React app, so can't foresee. I think Canvas only won't be supported if you're in text mode or JavaScript's disabled, and in either way, I don't know if React is. But maybe we'll add in a message. Oh, it's hard to see. I can. Oh, just with the highlight, or yeah. Normally, I have a slightly different. Oh, text rendering. So, are you like loading up TrueType fonts, or are you? Yeah, I guess just like what are you using for text rendering? Maybe that's a better way to question. That's yeah. I'm not a font guy. I don't know too much about that. So I've used SDL, and I guess as a uh, down the line. What does that use? So that uses rendering. I can't remember what library they use, but I think you'd be supporting that library at this point. Wow. Yes, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, really? That's interesting. I do occasionally, so even though I haven't like touched C time, I watched their list quite a bit, and I do recall seeing like a somewhat steady stream of like people asking about rendering like non-Latin. Hmm, that's cool. Yeah, for sure. Earth Buzz sounds incredibly familiar. I think there might have actually been a discussion SDL mainly like a year or two ago about Harf Buzz. So like the word itself is okay. Neat. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Hmm. So are you writing something that does something similar? Is that be an accurate thing? Hey, Carl. What's up? Oh man. All this time, also as I'm chatting, I realize that I'm not listening to any tunes in it. And today I'll just run my regular. Oh, but such a weird song to start. Man, that's cool. Go do, live your life. I'm just some guy on the internet, streaming. So you know, step in, step out. It's cool. But it was a pleasure talking to you. If I don't hear from you, yeah, very neat. Yeah, I'm working on a. I'm not gonna say like a crappy game, but just like kind of a proof of concept. So something that uses the gamepad API in a web browser, but then also WebSocket. So like multiple people jump in stream. So yeah. Oh man, I should check my my stream chat does not at all render any of the conversation. Let me just see if I can fix it. Seems. Oh, I see. It only embeds my same time. Like totally does. Okay, well that sucks. That's Oh, you know what? I could totally embed. Maybe I. You know what? That's kind of Yeah, so I mean, you can currently play web games with a controller. It's just not super well supported. The API that is currently being used is pretty awful. Um, yeah, but it's still good enough to kind of see. I capture a single window. Call this like find chat. All right, show me. Oh my goodness, that is. That's. Oh no. All right, I see. I've got to make it skinny. Get rid of this thing because it's not. Oh, I don't want. Oh, okay. That's like probably way more, way nicer. I don't know if that's read. Is that readable? Oh yeah, that's readable. I can roll. Okay. Nice. I just solved a problem. All right. Let's see. Just start too, and I kind of want to undo that. So let's see. Much closer. Cool. All right. So let's see. We want to take our canvas and junk on it. So context 2D. It's gonna look mostly like canvas ref dot current dot get context 2D because shit. So the context. So let's see. We've got a couple things. So I guess I might even split this out into its own. We this inside. Yeah, let's put it inside. Let's say canvas and inside canvas. We're gonna say like what do we want to call like the word fifth function. No. Is fifth function like another streamer or something like that? Programming and play games. Okay. I know nothing about this human, but you know we're gonna find this guy. Uh-oh. Got some junk on his website. Oh, I see. Never mind. It was just. Okay, so this guy I'm assuming is Jesse Ryan. Okay, and he does games, or some sort of game engine. Maybe on the web. Is that true? Oh, very cool. Oh, yeah. I'm like entering the next dimension with this guy. Living my best life. Whoa. really struggling. But I mean, oh, my computer's like it's a beast, but right now I'm not running. That's probably. Anyway, I'll check these out later. I'd have to figure what settings I need on my computer. Oh, neat. Yeah, I will look into this guy probably after stream. Streaming, I don't know if it's a Linux thing. I'm guessing it is, but as soon as I start streaming, in spite of me having like a pile of core, pile of RAM, it's just about. Canvas. Oh, now that I've changed. Oh, just I might have to. I think there's a thing on Twitch I need to enable. If that's what you're meant to do. I don't use Twitch enough, so it's just like whatever defaults. Yeah, I'm on my. I've got the Twitch app open, and also so Restream is like a combination of my stream. Let's see. I'm just gonna security and. Oh, I want. Can you run? Yeah, your link just shows up as like asterisks for me. So I'm just gonna see if I have maybe a setting hang. Mobile app. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Let's see. Also, like auto scroll. Kind of trigger. Oh, sure. Main page. WebGL rate. Oh, the top. This red GE 3D V. Okay, here. He doesn't know sine and cosine. Oh boy. Well, I guess like these days, especially with programming, like there's so many things that just like take away that so all the math behind it. I get it. Oh boy. Everything is paused. Press pause break button. I do have one of those, so. Got my pointer, but I'm not seeing anything. Alright, just give me. I want to know. I mean, it could be Firefox as well. I've had a lot of general performance issues with Firefox and Linux. Yeah, it's having a pretty rough time. Alright, let's give this one more shot. Yeah, let's go to Chrome. I'm with you. There you go. Oh yeah, I mean that seems to be taking advantage of way better. I wonder if in Firefox I need to like go into like the behind the scenes settings and actually thing because I mean I'm on a desktop and this thing is a beast of a computer. Alright, that looks better. The struggling a little. Hmm. Yeah, it's a real bad time. Anyway, let's just see if there's like a what is it? Would there be like alright, so it definitely thinks that it's hardware accelerated. Apparently it processed faster result, hardware protected code. All these things seem like things what is it in Chrome? Um, about flags. Okay, so there's G. Masters. Cool. So I definitely want. That's an override software. Yeah. Seems like it's probably except. Oh, there we go. Use Vulkan as. Let's see. Maybe I need to like install it. Install the Vulkan IC. Okay. Well. Okay. Well. Yeah, why not? Oh. 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 Already installed. Okay. Well, in that case, we might as decode. All right. Very video. Yay! Okay. So now we're living in that hardware. Probably have to do this. I mean, maybe this game isn't super well. I've got a stuff. Well, I mean, like, ideally, especially in JavaScript, like, it's a high-level language. You shouldn't really have to know anything about the GPU. I mean, now this is like 90s playable. Like, when your parents had a computer that didn't have a minute, play all the cool so you had like 1 FPS. No, this is, but anyway, I mean, still that's kind of neat, especially coming from a guy that like math and stuff. For so, good job, fifth function. On that note, accept the risk. Okay. GPU. DOM web GPU. No, that seems like that's process failure ID. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. GPU cache. Oh, that's for debug. Don't care about that. Process allow software. Well, no, I don't want. Crash also crashes browser. Oh, but GPU process isn't enabled. Should be. Start. Okay, and there'll be some like acceleration stuff. Acceleration. No, I don't really want to see that. Force acceleration. I don't know. Oh, I should probably have made that was saved. What's it auto? Apparently enabled. I don't know. I don't know. Still cool though. So yeah, we're gonna do some canvas stuff. So let's see. We want to go into our context to that's cool. It's not really an app. Yeah, can't. That'll be like render context. That's gonna like some stuff. Stuff is probably. Oh yeah, this will have to be. Actually. I think I can just say like state is it depends. I guess I could slam that into. I don't know. canvas render, and we're gonna pass it some stuff, which is probably gonna be like this stuff here. That's gonna be like everyone that's on the server is gonna get. At some point, there's gonna be like some sort of like, I don't know, map or that effect, but we're not there yet. And the easiest way to. So I don't know if it's like RPGs. Maybe calling this a game is probably the wrong thing, at least at this point. But what I wanted to make is like a social space. Now this, again, it might become a game, but essentially like something where multiple people can log in, like choose some form of an avatar, and then they can just like walk up to each other and use, like, I'm gonna say, like, you know, like Nintendo style RPG elements where you like interact with another person, just like talk to that person, which will like ask the other person like, hey, do you want to talk to this guy? And then puts you in like a chat thing, and other people the two conversation. Yeah, like that's where it's gonna start. Now it might become something something more at some point, but for now it's just really a fun experiment. So got boxes now, so we should be able to do something like props, boxes, maps. Then each box is going to, we need to position a box, size it. So a couple things here. We're gonna make basic. So okay, actually no, not we want. Take X and to make this 2. And then it's going to take children, which can default to this, an empty array. I don't know that it, actually I think maybe false and empty array essentially mean like under this, so we're going to have to save the current canvas state. So when we translate, we need to do it. Which brings me to another thing, which is going to be, I don't know what to call this. Preserve state. Nothing, and then save children. I think store become because that's top level. I can't imagine this. All right. Well, it was lovely to meet you. So cool. Good luck with the font stuff, and you'll like stopping by again when I'm online. Yeah, have a good night. and then we have box. Default. Let's do. And style. If there's a style, and use some stuff, and also fill style. We want and this whole it's never gonna get. Actually, this whole preserve no sense. Style. Book style is going to be here. We could translate, then we checked. Point is at 0, so we should with like. Oh yeah, another thing we don't want is this will only be this. Otherwise, you never want to put. Cool. So we're gonna do line width. File. Stop. Color. Say like 40. And probably like 94. So apparently it's okay, so that's and this should be enough. So try say test purple. There is oh right, well I need to actually do this. And the easy way to do that is with this. And we'll also because easy. Probably okay, well thing. Okay, I mean, these things are bound to happen. Ill wreck. In the same sense, there's stroke wreck. Okay, so I mean, one thing is obviously this is not. We probably want it to be. It does seem like a thing. So let's just say that every time render, we just figure size for now. So I think we can say like inner width. Actually, I think pixel. So maybe that seems like a thing. So if everything does go to plan here, what should happen is we never clean up the render ever. So purple. Okay, and we don't. So there's a couple possible reasons. So the first one would be this is not depending on state. At the same time, I don't see it, so let's just that's a log should okay. Let's just see if we see this more than once. All right, so Druid oh well, there it is. It's it certainly seems to be drawing. Okay. Well, let's see. I mean, we've got still some stuff here that we could. So let's just sort that in the style. I think enough. Let's do like a stuff. Absolute. 100 and I guess we want to see what current state is, so let's do state itself. So I don't even see that being. Oh, there it is. I mean, bottom. And here we've got set, but we don't have that height, which makes sense. How to type, and actually this could be top 0 left. Okay, so apparently our X and Y are like way way down somewhere. That's like it should be visible. Okay, so I feel like our square should be somewhere somewhere in the middle here. And the fact that it doesn't appear to be in this canvas size seems about correct. So I feel good about that. Console wise, there's not any error. Pretty good about that too. So let's see. So we have our list of boxes, but what if would potentially cause? Well, I mean, one thing for sure is that we should be like always preserve the state. That's a thing, and I mean, certainly we should have a that is vaguely 100% is under thing like and also, so fill rect. I use width. Sure do. Okay, so that's actually our okay. That I feel silly. Of course, we're not clearing the screen or doing efficient. All this is just drawn on top of other stuff. Beautiful. It's a work of art. I hope everyone that's seeing this can just like enjoy it for what. Of course, we're gonna make 100 times. Cool. So to do that, the first step would be having style. If we want to make this look kind of cool, could do 0.4 and do like why it's not. No? Okay. Canvas isn't defined. Oh yeah, that makes sense because so I mean it looks nice and normal, but now we've got like the shadow effect. Like we should be going at a speed that's much faster than this. Speaking of which, yeah, let's go to who is that's where I live. I said 100 pixels in a second, so what pixels in a second? Oh. Alright, that's faster. I mean, it feels a little bit more choppy. So, think about that, but not bad. Livable. I mean, like, obviously I'm not going to keep... Now, this should draw canvas is actually a big performance suck. So I bet if I do that too, smoother. I mean, maybe faster. I don't know if it's... I could probably do like some sort of... So, if I know how long each frame takes, I can... Yeah, we'll map this in. So, sorry, I'm also going to do a FPS thing. Alright, so we know how long it took here. We can get that. Here we have a delta, and we'll say there's a. We're gonna just say like delta is 0. Then we're just gonna keep this as a null. And then otherwise, so we want to know as this thing's already at this point. And then this will be like yes. There is and this should FPS plus otherwise we'll say like this. Yeah, we can like put this somewhere, I guess. Yeah, we'll just... Oh, probably just don't. Yeah, like having a comma at the end of that, probably. Alright, so looks like we're hovering around like the 30 FPS mark per take. And obviously awful. What we do to make this we'll probably close like a bunch because all of that is obviously like this canvas is like the screen, and that's like probably I don't know if that's even a problem. Who knows? Who knows? Obviously now this is a jump. Seems to have settled somewhere around like, which maybe isn't too crazy, and we could probably I don't know what we. So we should know what the previous state is, but I guess if we want to do, just fine. Okay, we'll just have a single effect. Or before we set the state officially. State. I think that'll be. I'll have to be some other. Alright, and clearly my patience for them is so that's some deep yeah. Underscore color by default. Oh, you know what? I keep. Apparently, I don't care. Oh, you know what? Props. I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't know if it will work. Huh. Refresh that. Get some. Now, obviously, we're doing a full screen. That's like pretty inefficient for. So now that we're so we've got like the boxes. We can also do and then easy way. I'm no so good. Instead of doing this fill style, so no stroke, fill style is going to be size. We don't care about line. So this is severely more. At the same time, it doesn't seem to be. Oh. Wait a that. I mean. Oh, interesting. So it really doesn't have the concept of. So this with this solution, you have to. which is probably also. And I guess I still need a lot. Not very good at cleaning up after. Actually a little surprised. Something where you've got like way more than enough buffer. Nope, not good at that at all. But I guess he. I should like clean it up and still be way more efficient. Now, we're maybe being capped at. That's like tougher thing. Like that. Okay, so clearly we're Fox. Well, I guess I am using the request and frame stuff. I think that like basically locks me 30 FPS. Of trans. That's true. Don't need that. I didn't even realize that. Oh, under the that. Okay, well that makes me wonder when we get the property you can ask for attribute turn off desynchronize. I don't think that's actually gonna. We're just trying to. Try like, I'm not sure that'll actually touch it all. Of course, like WebGL would probably be efficient for. And I didn't think about. clear it the old-fashioned way. But I mean, in spite of this, we're still at like the 25. So I'm gonna have to chalk this up to quest animation frame stuff. And in fact, I think we end up skipping frame as well. Like this is inside a quest animation. Now, of course, we could have this. Oh, which makes me. Wonder if this is. Alright, so it doesn't actually know there's a state update. Well, I mean, tick would technically. This guy could just. In which case. Here, like, this is. Oh, let's get rid of. That would be. I could call him. Yeah, I should really. If I get the same frame rate, whether or not I do screen, I don't know. Maybe it seems. Yeah, I'm not winning any like prizes for this looking beautiful anyway, or being like over. Okay, I think. Just style. I mean, it feels a little chunky still, but anything else? Oh, hey. And obviously the desynchronization didn't win us anything. The alpha thing. One option to I think for performance. I'd have to like understand that experimental and Chrome supports it. Firefox doesn't support. Huh. Okay, well, I mean, that sort of answers what it would buy me. So, it provides a camera. Alright, so, I mean, I used to do something similar. Graphics mode. Feels like that's what. Yeah, I mean, this, but I guess, like, the main drive would. Fun. Okay, well, anyway, that's, oh yeah, and then, so, I think, like, and again, like, that's probably more so being capped at being, like, that's a thing. One thing is, I don't think calculating the F's. In fact, a redraw of it's probably not gonna. We're gonna do that, and on top of that, we are going. No, we'll make all right. Go to our intros. That one, and this could still wait. In that case, I think join is. Well, let's see. I mean, there's. Actually, actually, opponent at the top. So we got. Just gonna original data. I want to like slam this in the middle. Size two. Flex column. Okay. Thing about this is And sell. I don't know. Order black brown. I think just pack these two. So not too bad. Large, right. Hey Jason, what's going on? Yeah, I am. I'm doing as well as I can. Hopefully, you are also. Six. Oh, very nice. Movie are you watching? You know, just my best life. Text. That looks like that. Gosh. Text. Oh my god. This is running Node with sockets. Oh, oh right. Have some. That's better. This is using add API as well, so got me one of these 8-bit does. Not a sponsor. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like Act is not very good at classes. It won't. And there's multiple reasons why it looks kind of. I don't know if the lag. So screen recording is 25 frames per second. The canvas is locked at about 25 to 30 sync. So ultimately, I think this will be pretty janky. I think if I'm not recording it, man. Anyway, the idea is you'll have a character which will probably be like more of an avatar, not colored box. You'll be able to walk around, interact with other on the server. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see. And yeah. So anyway, it's using declarative canvas stuff, and that's pretty cool. In here, default. Message. Now instead of calling something text, that accepts text. Stroke style and style. And yeah, so this is using my like declarative canvas stuff too. So I don't know, kind of neat. Depending on your definition. Yes. So there's a text. Switch message. Not confused. And that seems like a thing. And we just so text. I don't know. Probably 0 is fine. Y is probably 2 for no reason. Sort of seems. Message. No, not. Oh, you know what? We could. This is what we're gonna do. Add in that rest, and dot text. So, so now we can use text. Probably. Style. Oh yeah. not legible. So one thing is like like size. And I'll have to do this here. And one looks. I don't even know. Fire. Yes. I wish I kind of like talked about. It is like a kind of curious. I think there's a. Oh. And what else? There's a. I don't know if that's. Plus, I don't see any examples. Does it? But first, I mean, on the flip side, I oh yeah, sleep is good. Yeah, I would like to. I'm sorry, I kind of brushed you off before, just with Harley dying and stuff. That's been a thing, but yeah, very much. Okay, yeah, Monday, definitely Monday, because we got some VR paintball to do. Team Red, Team Red. That's all I got. All right, man. Have a good night. Later, dude. Look at that. Feel the power. All right, now one thing is definitely want center. There's a have to do, you know, could do it all. This line obviously. This line I could I think the D is top. In this case, this should be able. This line. X could actually be like. I want to actually line. Okay, so I guess maybe I don't need. Oh yeah, nice and centered now. It's tied a little. Ultimately, what I like is when another player, it highlight him, but like you gotta know who. In fact, maybe you'll be central on the screen. Yeah, I think it'll just center you. Hopefully, like an infield. Okay, so if we're gonna do that, then we need. And plus, I need like. So maybe. So to me, making sure my heaters work. Rigid. So maybe first ID name is and the color that. No, I mean we do have random colors. In that case, we're gonna say random. Like 8-bit hex. So no, we can go either 1 or 2 digits. Just... I don't know. Not that. Turn bits. I'm curious if this will add or not. Do a dot and the next line 2. And we just need pardon me. X hex. You almost think that this could be find into it. That's what some people. And let's put some time. So like it could be like oh, and that is what it looks like. The couple of minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so kind of like doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Now, I think some of it is because we're using this. React is like probably not the right anymore. In fact, I have a suspicion. Oh, so I suspect if I pulled this state out of that, like theoretically be, then we'd set state, sure. Just state. Keep that functioning properly. Now we're not like tied to having to push update. Which might actually like also maybe not. These deltas might. I'm not sure that there's like mostly. I don't see where. Yes, we could. I'm curious if like a sexy. I didn't even plan that. So it is. Ugh. So, right now, her name. I really don't want. What I want to do is figure out like players are within a range of. And we can temporarily. we're gonna add some. Have a size. So that's gonna be and let's so I know canvas is starting to get a little heavy. I'm gonna say we're gonna come up with a couple. I don't know if anyone I always add the .js to imports and stuff, and so if anyone is ever curious about that in the future, that is 100% be compatible with browser. So what's going on there? Translate. And that was mostly just factor, but so now we can get into things like having a player. So if we were here, that would probably let's copy this. So do we need to preserve the state on it? Maybe. But translate will also do it. So maybe we need a rect. Want to include. Let's just that is just becomes This should be that. Right. Okay, so no, player should probably have things on it. Box. The box, but we'll spread it. So I probably want something that's like only show names sometimes as a thing. So let's do most part. You know what? Simplify. This goes in a little bit. Now we could take in. This. I guess. Cool. So that's not really complete. Box. Not that that's ever used, but cool. Access to that. So that's good. Now we circle. Actually, gotta remember there's like a bit of I think there's like a path or something that. All right, so okay, that. So I guess our x coordinate, y coordinate, top left, well, which means that this should probably. Left. So now but that should center next. This could also should be centered. So that's not. So that's not too bad. Now, obviously, we want to center on us. And I mean, right now we're just passing everybody in. It's part of this, but maybe we have a player and we spread in props. This word friends, which is still like this. Obviously. I also guarantee what we want. Right, so now we've got that. Let's go back to because what we want to do is show like kind of the rates of. In fact, I think it'll be kind of like a composite user that's. Oh, yeah, I guess if we kill. So there's suggest path. It's fine. So with this, I'm gonna just circle. You know, why not? And this is gonna be. Let's see. Say. And then work. Then it's wait. Circle. Cool. Circle. In fact, we can just say so exactly the same across the board. There you go. That oh, yeah, and then this we're gonna and that we should be able to do something circle and y0 fine here. Style through nothing too crazy. Or why not? I mean, 64 doesn't seem like it's that. Line. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I get. Out of oh, so we can see in like still feels like it's. I think this. Super close, but close enough to be like, yeah. And on top of that, let's 1,000. Let's offset. I know that's like mostly so scrolling, but for now, like I'm interact with this. So I think a couple things. Player, so we probably want a thing player. Will be okay, so this could be as long as either we are the player or in range or this. Find like a nice something that's hopefully not like that's not too bad. So Oh, exactly. So the one thing about his player is we probably don't need. Not. And the one thing is like, it feels like it should be rendered like. Could do X before we render. Should be rendered. Could be. Off, and that'll have the XY on. Just this will render that, but then it's also going to be like. Farming thing. Less aggressive. Not the player. Otherwise, circle in there. Here, this guy all. And so we know a lot of things. This thing we know we could make. How long have I been? I mean, he's a kind of a sick person. Coding. Sick. What we want to know is if distance to friend roughly the size of let's just here so we know self. Friend we don't. So you figure this. Next diff, which friend something like next diff plus I'm not sure if that's root of 2 plus awful thing. Okay, so it is a square. Okay. So distance is less than okay, and then obviously my little so we just need hey man, what's going on? Long time no chat. Yeah, it's so it's mostly lack of a better way to this, just using a gamepad. But the idea is going to be that like these could all be sockets. You'll be able to like walk up to them and so it might start a conversation or maybe like trade items. I don't know what items. Um, I thought it was like just kind of like a demo. The one downside is I seem to be capped at 25. Is but I don't know, is a little limiting, I guess. Yeah, right now it's using React, which is like totally overkill for this. I think I could, but I sort of wanted to force myself into, I don't know, React hooks and just see how much I hate it. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, it's React, and then I have a declarative canvas. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So actually, I'll show you because I am using WebSockets. Something that I did, and I don't know if I like it yet. But essentially, this is like a I don't know what you call it, flavor component. So it takes in a set of options. Maybe the best way to. So, for instance, I imported socket. So it takes some options like what WebSocket it's, what host it's connected to WebSocket. So the second thing is like the actual, and this thing is kind of gross. It's actually really, but so I have like a so I'm not using states, I'm using references, which is I don't know if it seems like the difference between state and reference is state is almost like a static variable, whereas sorry, a ref is a static variable and state is more like instance level thing that so in this case, like creating the socket, I just kind of want to be able to share that reference without like updating the state every time something about the WebSocket. And then on top of that, I've got like a bunch of listeners. So when I pass this state around, subscribe to things. So down here at the bottom, there's a host send and host subscribe. The host send is just like send a message to WebSockets. I named it host because like maybe for testing, I might actually instead of with WebSocket be like with dummy, something like that, where I could just bomb in like send this or that. And there's a host subscribe. This is like the thing that other components can connect into the socket. So we just maintain like an array of X. And on top of that, I ensure that. Oh, sorry, I've also got a backlog. Kind of an interesting thing. So every message that comes into the system, because WebSockets are synchronous and maybe the component that can put a message, I always keep adding to this backlog of messages. And essentially, any one of the callbacks that subscribe to, they can return a true or a false, truthy and falsy value, I should say. And true means I consume the message and you can it, whereas false means I don't care about the message. So every time, for instance, there's a new subscriber, goes through all of the backlog just to see if that particular subscriber cares. Which, I mean, this could be. And then, yeah, then at the end, this also returns like a way to unsubscribe. It returns a function that whenever you call host subscribe, then anytime there's a message, we just kind of push it onto the backlog, and then each listener and say like, basically, I guess for each listener we go through the entire backlog, which might only be one message. Yeah, and I mean, maybe not. You could have something that you would have to like track the state and figure out what components care about what messages. I don't know if it's necessary. It was just something that seemed like a good idea. So this is again probably an overkill thing. But yeah, it's just yeah, this so you would be able to use this pattern with a provider as well. That would probably make the most sense, I think, just because uh, you definitely don't want to be instantiating a bunch of like with WebSocket components. Yeah, yeah, and then you could definitely just expose the WebSocket part of you, and yeah, you can just do the message as you need. Um, yeah, so that wouldn't be too bad either. Yeah, I can't foresee any downsides other than I think you would lose backlog like this, but you probably don't need to. This because this thing is like a game. I figured that there would be cases where we start getting information from other players before like current players actually. And this would at least kind of provide a way to like kind of hold on to those and ultimately like I'm because of the nature of the game I should probably have some like so for instance every time like a player moves tells the server like where it moved to. But let's say you're like waiting to join and get like 100 of those messages. Probably want to be able to. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, this in some sense is like a. It's just. Well, I guess it's not global, but it's contained within this larger. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think if you're passing around the WebSocket, though, a lot of your components are going to end up with this like, kind of use thing, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Suppose it like shows your device, so yeah, yeah. So I think like you could get away with this being like the backlog being in state. Because if backlog was in state, then yeah. No, it's cool. I don't mind chatting about this. Um, yeah, if your backlog was in state, then all of your components that hooked into the provider would automatically get updated. So that doesn't sound that bad. The listeners, you probably want a reference to. I don't think you update components based on like, how many things listening WebSocket messages. So yeah, yeah, I'd say like you could definitely get away with some using refs and some using state. And the only reason I didn't go with state for the backlog is just because I wanted to avoid. Highlight. Um, because of that. Yeah. I know a lot of people really enjoy TypeScript script, and honestly, I haven't like had a real good use for it yet. I mean, I guess like the rule of thumb is like don't add anything unless there's a good reason to. So yeah, the true React. I like a lot of the changes that React has done, but I mean, in the same sense, I don't know, like it's made some pretty drastic changes, and I wouldn't say they all are in like the right direction. So like for instance, one thing that really bothers is just hooks, and the main reason for that is like use effect is just some sort of like global magic thing. Like I don't understand like how it associates use effect to a component, other than there's some sort of like React global state. I'm currently rendering this, and yeah, I don't know. It just seems too magicy, and I don't like it. But that's just me as well. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but yeah, component mount. Well, so that one's a strange one. So like for instance, did mount encourage some really strange behavior. So for instance, a lot of people on did mount would like say like, okay, now go fetch, uh, go to the internet and fetch something, which in and of itself isn't bad. But then when you go to test it, you realize that, oh, just to like mount this component, I need to like mock out my web response, and I need a bunch of these. And now all those things are asynchronous, so you need to like add in a bunch of async await stuff to like handle that as well. So I think by like isolating use effect, the way they did, I think you can basically like just have your component not run effects, and everything would work. You could just like mount a extra work. Yeah, I mean, typically for me, I build like a service file. I don't really use classes for this, but I'll have like say a Google service, and if I want to do something, got like the email address of a user by ID, and I'd export a function called like get user from ID, and then in Jest you could mock out that module. And I guess you could do that with a class too. I think might be sort of overkill, but it's probably not that bad. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you could probably get away with like sort of the same mechanism by when you import, do like import like star as and then visual. But yeah, I mean you could do the same. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's sort of how I treat JavaScript. And like, you could do OOP, but it definitely encourages you to, yes, like if you're not like really, really just being conservative about your JavaScript. Yeah, functional just gives you, I think, a lot of very strict rules. That like, I mean, you could be strict with object oriented, but I think you gotta buy into strict object oriented, where functional you can't really buy into like half functional. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Every now and then I revamp all sorts of stuff. Players and yeah, I mean that's self. It's fine. That's range or take. Yep. Yeah, that's gamepad API is fun. Fun in say air quotes. Now, for the most part, it just looks like so you just hit the pads and that just like does a snapshot of yours. The one thing that's a little frustrating is it would be great if there was like a window on gamepad axes on game button, or even like if it was just like on gamepad chain. More than enough. I don't. So yeah, it's just kind of like grab the state and then pull out the information that you care about. And you know, not the worst thing in the world, but then I also have this fun screen at the beginning, which basically doesn't a lot, unless it's the first time hitting. But just adds an event listener for when pad connected event. So it just forces you to go to the next screen. And yeah, so the idea is kind of like most even like console games where you know puts you up on the screen and says like, oh, you know, press A to start, and that's like kind of the hack to let the game. That's sort of what this thing does too, but there's only one player supported. Game string. I think, which I think is deep. That'll Hope that somehow made it. Okay. Wonder if adding to the width will. Oh, it didn't make it any better. Okay. I mean, I think you can specify. I don't know that I. That is. Yes. I could make. And like, yeah, these boxes are also ultimately I'd want like, almost like a Zelda style character that you can move around and control. Oh yeah, so there isn't a declarative canvas API directly, so this is like a package I made. It's not very well documented, anything like that. Gross. But like you can dig into it. So been through a couple changes, but primitives is like kind of where it's at. It's mostly like a one-to-one for the Canvas API. Yeah, like if you want to set the fill style, so instead of like ctx.fill c fill style. So like an example would be like if you want to set the font, you would just component. So this is like very similar to. So if you're not using JSX and React behind the scenes, actually, so, same. So ultimately, I think it's possible, but I haven't tried. But could make declarativis, which is I think you could make it use. But like this library needs some cleanup. So for instance, like here I am making a bunch of components, such as like a circle component. It should really be just something that like declarativis exposes out of the box. Same with like making a rectangle. Being able to just like say, give me a rectangle, this size, this position. Optionally add in like stroke and fill. Translate, or even the idea of like preserving the state. So save the current canvas state, do something that changes it, and then we're done. This is actually like probably like the golden component of a better phrase, but a lot of times things in the canvas like immutable state, translation, or you don't undo that same. Yeah, if you don't undo the translation, then you end up like. So having something that doesn't preserve means that like almost all my components state. I just put this like in there. I'm sure there's a penalty to having it like, so often, but there might be some like stuff like that lets you have this, right? So instead of having so the equivalent of using so would be ptx dot like okay, and then you dot file basically all that, and then you'd have like a I guess it's and this would be great. Stop that, then you. Yeah, it like gets kind of kind of competitive. Now this like you might end up with the same number of lines, but it's also like a single call, and you don't need to include things. So for you don't want like a line, you just have like a filled rectangle. I've seen default, so like X and Y default 0. So I want to translate canvas like kind of. Yeah, I don't know enough about WebGL because that was actually a thought of like, oh, if I wanted to learn WebGL, I should make declarative for that. But I think there's actually there's already some stuff like that, like other people, I guess, have already kind of solved this. Maybe better. I have come across. No. I'm like quite sure. I came across this. There you go. So, kind of hoping that. Oh, QuickBook example. Oh yeah, I should probably head. Anyway, yeah, there's other news. But yeah, it was great catching up with you, man. And yeah, we'll catch up later. I have lots of fun too. And you too. Later. Well, it's the absolute best. Can press different That's always. Something about. Store. This is the one. Poison. Help if oh yeah, because if that doesn't. All right. All right, I'm getting out of here. I had fun, and met some, and my brain absolutely. Thank you for joining, and like to support me. Support me. I can and get up sponsorship or Patreon. I don't care. I still need to update rap stuff because they don't use Slack anymore. But oh, hey, you know what? We can do it right. Can I? It's cool. Live edit there. Yeah. Otherwise, I had lots of fun. Watch all 3 hours of the stream just for fun. Future, you're but I love you. Say hi to me on social media. That's all. All right. Thanks for coming. Bye.